Welcome to LinguaWire English B1. Today, we have two stories. One about a pause in a U.S. military plan involving Iran, and another about a new arrest in a well-known fashion family case. Join us to practice your English every day with the latest episode. For transcripts and quizzes, visit linguawire.com. To discuss the first story, I'm joined by Sarah, our LinguaWire correspondent for World News. Sarah, what exactly did the US president say about the planned attack on Iran?
Hello, Daniel. The US president said he has stopped a planned military attack on Iran. He explained that leaders from Gulf countries, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates asked him to delay it.
Why did these Gulf states want the US to pause the attack?
They are worried about how Iran might respond if the US attacks. They want to avoid more fighting in the region. The president said serious negotiations are now happening, so they hope to reach a good agreement.
What did the president say about Iran's nuclear weapons?
He was very clear that Iran must not have nuclear weapons. The US wants to prevent Iran from developing or keeping these weapons.
Did the president say what would happen if the talks don't work out?
Yes, he warned that if no acceptable deal is made, the US is ready to launch a large-scale attack at any time.
How did Iran respond to this announcement?
A senior Iranian military commander warned the US not to make strategic mistakes and miscalculations again. This shows tensions remain high between the two countries.
What is the public opinion in the US about this conflict?
A recent poll shows 64% of US voters think it was wrong to start the war with Iran. Also, only 37% approve of the president's performance. This suggests many people are unhappy with the situation.
How could this public opinion affect US politics?
It could make things harder for the president's party in upcoming elections. People's frustration with the war, the economy, and immigration might influence their votes.
What does this story tell us about international relations in the Gulf region?
It shows that Gulf countries are cautious. They want to avoid more conflict because it could harm their security and economies. They are trying to support a peaceful solution.
Thank you, Sarah. This is a complex situation with serious risks, but also hopes for peace. Now I'm joined by Michael, our LinguaWire correspondent for business and legal news. Michael, what is the latest about the Mango founder's death?
Hello, Daniel. Jonathan Andic, the son of Mango's founder, was arrested by police in Catalonia. This is part of a new investigation into his father's death.
What was the original cause of the founder's death?
Isaac Andic died in December 2024 after falling from a ravine while walking in the Montserrat Mountains near Barcelona. At first, police treated it as an accident.
Why was the case reopened? And why was Jonathan arrested now?
The case was reopened because police found inconsistencies in Jonathan's statements. They want to question him further. Jonathan denies any responsibility.
What happened after Jonathan's arrest?
He was taken from his home and questioned by police. Then he appeared before a judge who set bail at 1 million euros. Jonathan had to give up his passport and must report to court weekly.
How is the family reacting to this arrest?
A family spokesperson said Jonathan is cooperating, but they believe he is innocent. The family has not made other public comments.
What role did Jonathan have in Mango?
Jonathan joined Mango in 2005 and later managed the Mango Man clothing line. After his father's death, he became vice chairman of the company's board.
Can you tell us a bit about Mango's history and size?
Sure. Mango was founded in 1984 by Isaac Andic and his brother in Barcelona. Today it has nearly 3,000 stores in 120 countries, making it a major global fashion brand.
What could this new development mean for the company?
It could affect the company's reputation and leadership. The investigation is serious and many will watch closely how it unfolds. It shows how legal issues can impact large businesses.
Thank you, Michael. This story shows how family and business matters can become complicated when legal questions arise. Let's review some useful words from today's second story about Mango and the investigation. First, arrested. This means the police take someone into custody to question them because they might be involved in a crime. In the story, Jonathan was arrested by police. For example, the police arrested the suspect last night. Second, bail. Bail is money paid to the court so a person can stay free while waiting for their trial. Jonathan had to pay 1 million euros as bail. For example, she paid bail and went home. Third, investigation. This means a careful search for facts to understand what happened. The police reopened the investigation into the death. For example, the police started an investigation after the accident. Now, a useful phrase from the first story. On a moment's notice. This means very quickly, without much warning. The president said the US could attack Iran on a moment's notice. You can use it when something can happen suddenly. For example, the fire alarm went off on a moment's notice, or the team was ready to leave on a moment's notice. This phrase helps you talk about quick or sudden actions in daily life or news. That is all for today's language recap. Follow LinguaWire for the latest daily episode and build your daily language habit with us.